ordinance requires that all firearms in the parade be unloaded. And after wrestling with this and working on the waiver issue, and I just said, you know, I don't even feel comfortable filling out a waiver, making everybody else do that as well. And so there was kind of a last minute change, and I know that might have affected a lot of our numbers because people don't like being disarmed and they thought we were going to be in the parade, and then we at the last minute changed it to being out of the parade so that we could carry loaded and not feel like we're depending on everyone else for our safety and security. So with that, what I would like to do is just give a couple of quick safety tips while we're out there walking so we don't have any issues. I have no problem with you carrying loaded, unloaded, chambered, unchambered. I personally carry chambered everywhere I go because if I have to employ that firearm, I don't want to guess whether or not I've got something in the chamber. I want to be able to employ it for self-defense ASAP. But I would like to ask everyone here to look to your left and right to an individual and just make sure that all your weapons are on safe. Check your buddy, make sure if he's got a rifle, and I can get mine out of the trailer here. Just make sure everybody's on safe. Please stay that way. While we're walking and we're interacting with people, please maintain positive control of anything that's not immediately attached to you. So if it's, you know, we're going to be in a crowded area, so it's not always good to have, you know, a rifle on your back, but if you have it on your side, just make sure you've got control because there are going to be some children that are walking around and they might, we've never had this happen, but you know, they might want to grab at stuff and things like that. So that's one of the reasons why everything should be on safe, but also just maintain positive control of it, be aware of your surroundings at all times. Please don't handle your firearm while we're out there walking. Leave it on your sling, let it hang. You know, I do the same thing. If you rest your arms on the buttstock, I mean, there's not a problem with that. Just keep your fingers away from the trigger area. If you do have to find yourself in a self-defense situation, use very steady aim, good trigger squeeze, and proper sight alignment. So hit the target the first time.
No friendly fire.
Yeah, so.
Friendly fire isn't. Yeah, look around, everybody.
So, other than that, keep all handguns, of course, holstered unless necessary. I have some flyers that I would like to ask everybody that as you're talking to people and you're walking by, hand them out. What it is, it's a bunch of facts about constitutional carry, which is what we're fighting for next year. So, as you know, 36 states don't require a license to carry. Texas isn't one of them. Of those 36, 15 are constitutional carry states. There's no reason why we're not one of them. So I've compiled a list of facts about why people should support constitutional carry that we're going to hand out and hopefully raise some awareness. So that's the purpose of us being here today, is to raise awareness for constitutional carry, let people know who we are as an organization. If you guys want to get shirts and things, I can do that really quick. I would like to ask for a volunteer that wouldn't mind kind of scouting down a few blocks to see if there's a closer place for everyone to park for the next few minutes. Is anybody willing to do that or able?
Well, I drove down there a little while ago. You almost have to park on the side streets rather than the main.
Oh, do you?
He's shaking his head no, so I don't know if he does.
They were saying any of the side streets you can park.
I'm not sure if it was open, but there was like a city municipal building or something with a big parking lot. I don't know. It's probably filled up by now, but an hour ago it was empty.
Yeah, and we're coming close to the parade time. Well,
I'm okay with walking.
Does anybody have a problem walking 6 to 8 blocks? I mean, this is a. Okay. Well, good. Then we'll just walk then.
I can use the exercise.
Yeah. If anybody wants shirts, what we'll do is for the next 10 minutes or so, I do have everything that we need in here. I've got some free stickers, free constitutions, if you want to hand those out as well. Also, just for y'all's edification, we have Jordan Klepper is with us. If you're wondering who the camera crew is, he's with the Klepper Show, or the Jordan Klepper Show.
Just Klepper.
Just Klepper. With the Klepper Show on Comedy Central. They're here covering OCT and gun rights. So if you don't want to talk to them, don't talk to them. If you want to talk to them, obviously I wouldn't have brought them along if I didn't want them to see how we do things. It's always good to show what good guys with guns look like. So we're here to have fun. We're here to exercise our rights, and we're here to help to push our agenda of constitutional carry. And if they want to cover what we do normally, then that's great. I'll take any media, any attention that we can get for our cause. So that's why they're here. And now you know, too late. All right. Any questions for anybody? From anybody? Sir?
I'll just say, you know, thank you guys for having me. Throwing out a curveball idea. We just leave the guns in our car, we go in, and we just enjoy some elephant ears.
The thing about curveballs is that they're crooked, and that one flew way off the plate. Way off the plate.
If you want to throw a perfect
We
game,
like the fastballs.
Right.
We like straight in.
Wait, that sounds an awful like California Independence Day.
just throw it out there, okay?
All right.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my water.
Hey, Marshall, you got that?
You're going to walk? I'm gonna put you in there.
That door is.
You do 5 hours, huh?
Yeah, a little over
Hey
5.
guys,
Is that right?
can I ask you guys, because we're going to be, I'm Stu, by the way, producer. We want to, we'll be hanging with you guys today, want to film stuff. We have to get release forms. I'm thinking now might be the best time to do it. So would you mind if we can just kind of knock it out real quick? Let me grab another pen or two.
Yeah, so I've got.
We got 2 pens. I got a couple more.
Okay.
If you guys have a pen, I can just kind of, yeah, just want to keep organized with their.
Kind of funny. The home birthplace is communication. One of those two.
All right, so just get some people on one side of the road, some people on the other. We're just gonna follow the parade route and hand out our flyers. So.
Anybody need any flyers?
Does anybody not have flowers that wants flyers?
As it was going on.
Maybe we'll.
Excuse me.
Can I follow you? I want to follow somebody.
Sure.
Doing flyers. What's your name?
Kenny.
Kenny. Okay.
Afternoon, sir. Love your t-shirt.
Thank you.
And we're actually here with Open Carry Texas trying to promote constitutional carry, which means if you own a firearm, you can legally carry it without fear of the police getting in your face about it. We're just passing those out if you want to learn more.
Okay. I'll take a look at it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
How's it going?
So we need to move forward a bit.
Hi.
Howdy. Let me get out of your way, ma'am. Hi, have you ever heard of constitutional carry, ma'am? Okay. Well, it means that if you own a firearm, you can legally carry it, and we're handing these out if you're interested, if you want to learn more. Okay. Morning, sir. Hi, I'm with Open Carry Texas, and we're looking to pass constitutional carry, which means if you can legally own a firearm, you can legally carry it without the police getting on your case about it. We're just passing these out if you want to learn more about it.
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome. Morning, sir.
How's it going?
I'm with Open Carry Texas, and we're out here promoting constitutional carry. Have you ever heard of that? Well, essentially it means if you can legally own a firearm, you can legally carry it as well without having to worry about the police getting on your case about it for some odd reason they didn't get the right license at the right time. I think it's a much more Texan ideal than having to ask the government for permission, so we're just out here promoting that.
Good deal, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Hi, I'm with Open Carry Texas, and we're out promoting constitutional carry, which just essentially states that if you legally own a firearm, you can legally carry it. We're trying to push that next legislative session. That's just some information if you're interested to learn more about it.
Okay, sweet.
Good morning, sir. Hi, I'm with Open Carry Texas, and we're out promoting constitutional carry for the next legislative agenda, which just simply states that if you legally own a firearm, you can legally carry it without worrying about if you got the right permit or not. And we're just out handing these out if you want to learn more about it, so you can support the next legislative session.
Hi.
Howdy.
How are you?
Pretty good. Actually, I'm with Open Carry Texas, and have you ever heard of constitutional carry? Well, we're promoting it for the next legislative session, and it simply states that if you legally own a firearm, you can legally carry it, among other stipulations. That way you don't have to worry about if the police are going to get you because you didn't get the right license or whatnot and you didn't renew it, which I think is a lot more Texan ideal than having to ask the government for permission. So we're sending those out as information so you can look up more into it if you want to.
Is that a real gun
Uh,
there?
yes it is.
Okay.
Real gun, real sidearm, real blade. Like a Texan should be today.
What is that?
We are promoting constitutional carry for the next legislative session.
Cool.
Which means if you own it, you can carry it without having to worry about if you got the right form on file.
That'd be nice.
You want one too, ma'am?
Sure, thank you.
And we're our organization's Open Carry Texas. We're not officially in the parade because we have actual firearms in actual working condition, which we think is a lot more Texan considering the event in question.
Stay right here.
Cool deal. I like that.
All right. Well, so you can do to support it next legislative session.
I dang sure will.
Morning, sir. You have a chance to hear my spiel over there?
A little bit.
Okay, well, we're Open Carry Texas, and we're pushing for constitutional carry next legislative session. Which means if you own a firearm legally, you can carry it legally without worrying about if you filed the proper paperwork or not and getting arrested for that. Which we think is a lot more of a Texan ideal than having to worry about if you got the right permission slip to own your gun and use it. So we're handing these out if you want to learn more. And if you like it, see what we can do to support us next legislative session. Did you want one too, sir?
I do.
Sure.
I support that.
Yeah, we think today's a good day to say come and take it or have it. Sure. Yeah, what it is, it's called constitutional carry, which simply means that if you legally own a firearm, you can legally carry it without having to worry about if you had the right paperwork on file and the police harassing you for that. So it just removes that barrier to actually being able to take your firearm to go hunting around town for self-defense without having to worry about all the red tape.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah.
Do you want one too, ma'am?
Yeah, give it.
Sure.
Please, thank you.
And so if you like the idea, we just check us out online and see what we can do to help us next legislative session.
Alrighty. We'll do that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, did you hear what I said to them?
Yes, I
Okay.
did. Thank you. Oh, I carry.
Oh, you got one already?
I have a license.
A concealed carry? Well, don't lose that, because what that means is even with constitutional carry, you'll be able to carry to all the other states that we have a reciprocity agreement to. So you can travel from state to state with your gun and not have to worry about it.
Nice.
Say that again. What did you think?
Oh, here. You know one?
Oh,
It's
I
the same
thought this was
thing.
different. Oh,
Nope.
I'm sorry. I thought it was this.
Nope, we're all about supporting the same thing here today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, especially when he's come point over here. But he was telling us that it wasn't
Is the gun loaded?
No, she said it was what?
No, my gun's got ammo in it. It's not chambered. Okay.
Well, the other guy.
The other guy said it was.
Yeah,
Right.
his wasn't loaded.
Why keep it loaded right now?
Because if somebody, Islamic terrorist, whatnot, crazy guy, run-of-the-mill psychopath.
Islamic terrorist? What's
Well-
your expectation? Do you fear that's going to happen right now?
Well, I'll mind you, it's happened in Texas before.
It could, but I don't think now, but it could happen.
It's happened in Texas before, and it was stopped by an armed response. So it's not a gun without bullets is pretty much useless. So I don't keep one in the chamber because that's just an obvious NRA safety measure. But I want to have it ready and able to cock should the need arise.
Okay. So hearing that, does that put you more at ease or less at ease?
Well, active shooter is putting me.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, only if something happens. Yeah, I guess.
we carry it like the police carry it.
But you're not the police.
You're not, yeah.
Well, that's just it. In a democratic society, there's really no distinction between the police and the citizenship other than their general training and permits to do so.
Training, though, is one thing. They have to
Correct.
train,
'Cause-
and they're
right.
held to a certain...
The government has no more rights than the citizens have in a proper democratic society, which is why you can do a citizen's arrest if the need arises.
But the police full-time trained to stop something if it were happening.
They are better equipped, yes, but you remember, they're usually 5 minutes away. When there's a problem, I'm 5 seconds away.
What do you do 9 to 5? Do you train to stop Islamic terrorists?
No, neither do the police.
What do you do during the day?
I work as an engineer.
Okay. So do you feel you're as prepared as a police officer to stop something if it went down?
Yes, I do.
Why is that?
Because statistically, police have very poor accuracy in real-life fire situations, where I like to hone my skills on the weekends, and statistically speaking, I'm 60% more accurate than they are.
Where are you getting those statistics?
I would have to look it up and send it to you.
Fair
So
enough.
just look it up.
Just don't get them mad enough.
I know, yeah. I don't want to get too angry because we're
I
with
know.
a gun right now.
Somebody could bash me on the back of the head, I want to get mad.
Well, I don't know.
That's where that comes in.
Yeah,
If-
that's
if,
something.
if you're carrying a gun, you need to know when to use it.
That's right.
When you really need to pull it out and when not to. So that would be up to the person that's carrying the gun to know when to carry it, when to pull it out and when not to.
Right. Well, how do you know who to trust then?
Exactly.
You just don't.
That's just it.
You just don't.
Well, generally speaking, I trust citizens.
If everyone carries one on there, you can defend yourself.
I have faith in the people.
You have faith in the people.
So how long do you train, or what is your training like? When do you, how often do you train?
I'm usually at the range at least once a month, though typically more.
Once a month.
Is that enough?
Is that enough?
It's about as much as the police do. Because remember, police are usually out there 9 to 5 issuing tickets or responding to disturbances.
But they are also held to a certain level. Well, there's an expectation. Their job is to serve and protect. They take it. They take it.
Well, actually, police only have one job, and that is protect your rights. They do that by enforcing the laws that protect our rights.
But you have a job, and it's an engineer. It's not vigilante.
Oh, but of course not. Vigilante is going above the law to do your own ends. I only follow the law to the law's end.
But how do we know that?
I think you have to take it with a grain of faith, the same as you do with police officers. I mean, you search on YouTube, there's countless videos of police violating First Amendment rights and trying to get away with it.
But there is a system where if they have something in their background, they're supposed to be taken down from their job. If you just have deputized yourself.
Oh, I'm not deputized in any way. I'm just a legal, law-abiding armed citizen.
So that's where that
And which is actually the second best deterrent of crime out there.
That's where that part comes in. Who do you trust?
Who do you trust?
You're supposed to trust
Well-
the cops also as much as we can trust you.
Well, sir, I'm having a nice conversation with you, so I trust you.
I mean, would that only trust you how far?
I trust you as far as the founders of this state trusted you, which was to carry a long gun anytime, any place, for whatever reason you deem necessary.
Do you have to take like you take a background check?
For my current permit, yes, I do.
You have a background check.
Background check, accuracy tests, and all that.
To be fair, you're passing this out because you want more rights, because you feel
I want a greater restoration of rights.
greater restoration, because this isn't enough.
My government permission slip, yes, that is too much to ask.
So you don't have enough. You're walking around a parade route like John Wick, and you're like, I want more.
I don't know about John Wick, but I'm just a Texan here today.
Just
He's got loaded. His is loaded.
This is loaded. Does that I guess that's the question. We're just wondering, does it make people feel more safe to have?
You know, whenever we do a lot of our other events, people come by, they honk, they're usually giving us a thumbs up.
Yeah, well, you got a gun. I don't think you're gonna give them a finger.
Well, you just proved that an armed society is a polite society, didn't you?
Well, but is that your job to scare everybody into politeness?
No, I'm not either confirming bias or scaring everyone. That's for them to determine and
But the
realize.
idea of an armed society being a polite society is the idea that that's what you're describing as terrorism. That if I
No,
show
terrorism
if I
is using force to intimidate.
but with the goal of intimidation. And right now you're saying if we intimidate a society to be polite, that's a good thing.
No, I'm just it's a general age-old observation that people are on their best behavior when they know there's going to be repercussions for wrongdoing.
And that sounds like.
Then
a
that's
good
why crime
society.
always goes down when you have more armed citizens.
But that's not true.
Yes, it is.
That's not true.
Well, I mean, look at the gun sales under Obama. They went skyrocketing. Violent crime on average went down. Remember, we have to talk violent crime, not gun crime, because that's a selective statistic that doesn't take in the whole picture.
Yes, God.
It's like everything else.
Right. Yeah, you're right. There's pros and cons.
If I see him walking down with a gun, I mean, am I going to respect him more because he has a gun? No, I'm going to respect him the same as I respect everybody else that doesn't carry a gun.
Yeah.
But you're going to be afraid.
Well, you might be afraid.
Yeah.
if
No.
you
Don't versus the person who's carrying a gun versus me. Oh, I don't have a gun
Okay,
on me.
so with saying that, what makes me think if he's walking down with a gun and he's giving out flyers, what makes me think later on down the line somebody will make that
And that's the lively.
We don't know. You brought a loaded gun to a situation that we can't control.
Well, you couldn't control the situation before. I'm now in a position
Well, there wasn't
to
a gun
respond.
in this situation before.
That you knew about.
I knew about.
Your whole assumption here is that the bad guys are going to follow the gun laws and politely leave their guns at home too. Because I mean, what we have here,
but when that's why you have police.
which are always 5 minutes away,
The assumption there are more people who die because of guns going off than vigilantes stopping.
and there are more people killed by police than by a lot of other causes as well. Police aren't the end all in a democratic society.
Sure.
We're responsible for both following and, to some degree, implementing the law ourselves.
And
Mainly by
I
following
don't know
it.
that. Do you guys implement? How often do you implement laws?
Well, we implement it by following it.
Okay.
We try to follow.
But imposing it.
No, I don't impose it on anybody else. If that need arises, I'll call law enforcement and have them deal with it.
Okay.
That's standard concealed carry
It's
training.
like the same thing with the law enforcement. You see it every time on TV. They also use it as the wrong weight.
Right.
Their guns. So, and they're supposed to protect them.
Yeah.
So, what do you do there? I mean, you're going to trust them too when you see them on TV killing somebody for no reason?
Right. Well, and we see a lot of deaths as well, too, right? And because
What it's called is snap. You snap and you don't.
Oh.
You know.
how does law enforcement treat you when you walk around with a loaded weapon on your back?
Since TJ's been starting open carry Texas, a lot better. It's not really been an issue.
Never been an issue.
Back in the early days, it was because police weren't used to seeing other citizens with the same equality of carrying arms as they were, so naturally they reacted, sometimes very poorly.
Right. But now
but now they're used to the idea that citizens have the same rights as they do.
To me, I just don't see it walking down the streets like back in the days with guns, you know, like John Wayne and all them walking down the street with guns. It just doesn't look
Right, and at no point would I say that you should be required to that. I'm just saying that you should have the right if you so choose to.
Right.
Do you think everybody has that right?
Everybody who is not a prohibited possessor.
Do you think if you were black, you would have that same right?
Absolutely.
Do you think you'd be treated the same way?
By police, I cannot comment, but generally speaking, there's no statistics. because
you see it every day on TV.
Because I've not been able to analyze those statistics properly.
Sure, okay. Well, let's get away from statistics. What do we think the reality? You say no?
I say no.
I say no.
That's why we talk about it as rights. It may just be a privilege.
No, this is a constitutionally protected right.
Yeah, but it feels like walking around like John Wick might be a privilege.
Do people know that?
Well, they do, but I mean, it's up to
So a surprising number of people don't know that. So part of our mission is to let people know what rights they actually do have.
So question, do you walk around like that?
Typically not. Normally I've only got the rifle on when it's either Texas Independence Day or I'm out hunting.
Okay.
What about the knife?
Typically not that big of one.
No.
Okay, so throughout the day you carry that on your side?
Depends where I'm going and which part of town, but absolutely yes, I have.
Oh wow.
See, that would as a citizen, that would scare me because,
well,
like I said, everybody has their own state of mind. Like I said,
well, here's the thing.
Go down the road.
You can walk into Buc-ee's and people won't give you a second chance or pay any secondary attention to you because they assume you're some sort of either law enforcement officer or whatnot because they're used to seeing certain people with guns and not having a problem with it.
But it's illegal to wear a badge, but you're not a law officer.
No, people just assume you're law enforcement or something like that, which just goes to show that the sphere of guns is kind of manufactured.
I got it right here.
Because people actually have no problem with the armed citizen.
I think it's hard to say the fear of guns is manufactured. I think 35,000 people die a year because of guns. I think that's scary.
Well, you're counting in that police deaths, suicides.
Yeah,
and
I'm counting people dying from guns.
Right, but that's not a balanced statistic. For instance, if you just look at gun violence, which is by definition violence by guns, you end up counting both self-defense use and criminal use of firearms.
So what is the right number of people dying that isn't scary?
Well, of course, the answer is 0, but we have a lot of other, which is why gun rights are important, because by and large, more citizens' lives are saved by gun ownership than are taken by it, legally speaking.
That's not true.
You've heard Gary Kleck's study, an armed citizen stops a crime every 13 seconds?
An armed citizen, including police officers?
No, citizens.
Armed citizen
Specifically
stops a crime
citizens.
yeah. What about accidental deaths by guns?
Those are exceedingly rare. There's more pool drownings than there are accidental firearms homicides.
Yeah, well, you don't see poolmen walking up and down the street trying to get people to jump into their kiddie pool.
Hey, you may have me there. Which is why there's not a constitutionally protected right to have your pool.
That is very true. But nobody's trying to scare a bunch of people with pools.
You might say we went on a deep dive with that one.
Fair enough. All right, well said. Well, thank you guys for talking about
Yeah,
that.
okay.
This is good. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
We're going to keep walking down here, all right?
Okay.
Enjoy the parade.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a great day.
You guys stand here for 1 second. Let's get some
Do you guys live in the area?
Jordan, put your arms down. We're going to cut shots at you.
30 miles up the road. You come every year to this?
Yes.
Yeah? What do you expect to see today?
Just people
Good
enjoying
time.
themselves.
Good time.
People enjoying themselves.
Yeah. How about the rain? This is a big question.
I know.
Well, this is great. We've been coming down. We were going to follow open carry because I know it can be a contentious issue. And we wanted to talk to people to see how they were reacting to this.
And it's like if I would see him coming down the sidewalk, I mean, do I think he's a citizen, or would I think because he's carrying a gun, or would I think he's a cop because he's carrying a gun? So which one would I think?
Exactly.
Like, how
Right.
do you get more aware that who you are, what you know, like how people know you're not just gonna. But I think that.
Well, if I was going to do it, I would have it concealed to where you couldn't see it. That way I could have the element of surprise. That's generally the answer to that, is the people you see exercising their constitutional rights are not the ones you should be concerned about. The same goes for people with cameras
Well,
at intersections.
Why shouldn't you? Like I said, everybody has a different mind. I mean, like I said, you can walk down the street and somebody will probably make you mad for some other reason. What makes me think you won't?
You're not going to snap.
I mean, you never know.
Because if I was going to snap, it wouldn't matter if I was carrying this legally or not. I'd still have it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So,
yeah,
so
but you
that's
have
my
the upper
point.
hand.
You're carrying it down the road.
Actually, I have the upper hand when you can't see it.
Somebody gets you. Well, see, that's just it. You can't
I mean,
tell somebody that now.
psycho-
You're trying to show somebody
Right.
it's okay to carry it, but now you're trying to tell me
Here.
you're going to hide it. I don't see it. That made no sense. That's
I'll
why you got
carry
your
my
paper
pepper
bag.
spray.
That's why you got your paper bag, but that makes no sense. You're just done scared everybody around here saying you might have it in your pocket.
Well, I'm saying there's probably about 20 people around us with a concealed carry permit and gun to match it, and you're not concerned by them, are you?
Say it again?
There's about 20 people around us with concealed carry permits and guns to go with them, and you're not concerned about that, are you?
But look, they're not
But
carrying
they're
a
not
big old
carrying it out,
gun like
showing
you
it to
are.
everybody.
And a big dagger
If it's
like
supposed
that.
to be concealed.
I don't know you from him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What makes me think you won't snap? I mean, everybody has a different mind. Everybody has a different.
You're not going to say, oh, wait,
Well,
I went to training for that. You're not going to
That's well, I'm not sure who said it, but the idea of dangerous freedom is a lot more preferable than peaceful slavery. That's what.
Freedom is dangerous.
That's why
everywhere.
we're actually here today.
Just by sitting here, what makes me think I'm safe?
Yep.
Just because you're walking around with a gun on your side, don't make
Well,
me safe.
let me ask you this: we have a lot of people in a wide open space and very minimal security.
Right.
If you're doing homeland security analysis, that's what you call a prime target. Now, if somebody was deranged enough to want to try and attack this place, are they going to be more determined to attack this place or less determined to attack this place if they see a bunch of people with rifles walking around?
Well, that's just it. Okay, so somebody starts shooting. Who do you trust? I see you with a gun. I mean, if I had a gun and I hear somebody
Well,
shooting, I see you with a gun.
personally, I'd recommend.
If the police comes, I think they're taking you out first.
Yes.
Actually, there's never been an instance of that.
There's never been
In any mass shooting, there's never been an instance where an armed citizen has interfered with the police.
The cops in Dallas talk a lot about confusion. If you're walking down the street like this in a parade and somebody says there's an attack, we don't know that you're a good guy. You don't have a badge.
Well, there's a very easy test. Look for the guy shooting at civilians. That's the bad guy.
Yeah, but like I said, if you hear the shots over here and I see you coming down the road, what makes me think you're not the one coming shooting? Because I see you with the guns everywhere.
I'm just running.
Maybe that's it.
Right,
Maybe
well.
we should all just put on running shoes.
So if I have a gun and I got it concealed and I see you coming, I hear shots and I see you coming, I'm going to pull out my gun and I'm going to aim it at you because you got the gun.
Well, you know what? I absolutely support your right to carry your gun and react as you see fit.
So you support his right to shoot you and take you out.
If he has a verifiable, justifiable threat, yes.
We found the middle ground.
Yes.
Hey, I'm for everybody's rights.
But what I'm saying, that's society now these days. That's what you got to think about.
You got to deal with.
Yeah, 100%.
You just don't know when it's going to happen or where it's going to happen or if it's even going to happen.
Well, we pray that it don't happen.
Right.
Well, I'm praying for that too.
But if you're around and you start shooting and you're going to save my life, you go ahead and pull it out.
Yes. Yeah, I'm of course praying nothing happens. I'm just prepared if it does.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you very much for my free time.
Thank you for chatting.
You're welcome.
How often do people engage with you with a lot of this stuff?
It depends on the venue, but usually not that long.
Sure.
Probably everybody wants to be an expert on camera.
That's fair. That's fair. They handed it back, huh?
Yeah, I guess I will have to think about how to phrase that better.
Fair. That's fair. Let's keep going.
Sure.
What made you become a part of Open Carry Texas?
Well, actually, I am president of Armed Citizen Project, which is a 501c charity, paperwork pending, that gives out free shotguns.
You give up. Who are you giving free shotguns out to?
Usually women in low-income neighborhoods who can't afford one themselves, but there's a high crime in their area that they need to be protected against.
Do you run through background checks and things of
Absolutely.
that nature?
If it's required by law, we do it. And on top of that, we do a training regiment to make sure they know how to properly use those weapons.
Why did you get started with it? Did you start this organization?
No, Kyle Copeland did. I've just merely been picking it up as we try and get our paperwork sorted out. But what we found with Armed Citizen Project was that a lot of people have absolutely no idea that they have a legal right to own a firearm and not have to go register with the government or register all their ammunition purchases with the government.
So you're trying to, you just want a better, more armed citizenry.
I want citizens to know what their rights are to be armed, so that way they can decide for themselves if they want to be armed. And there's a benefit to having more citizens be armed because that lowers crime rates at a greater rate than any incidents like increased crime occur.
Let's keep walking around.
Sure. Morning. I'm with Open Carry Texas, and we're out promoting constitutional carry. Have you ever heard of that?
I hear about it, but
Well, here's a fact sheet if you'd like to know more. Essentially, it states that if you legally own a firearm, you can legally carry about it without having to worry about if you filed the right permission slip with the government.
That's fine. You didn't bother me.
Okay. Well, have a great day, sir. Afternoon. Hi, I'm with Open Carry Texas, and we are out promoting constitutional carry. Have you ever heard of that?
We didn't hear yet.
Okay. Well, what it means is that if you legally own a firearm, you can legally carry it without having to worry about if you have the right permission slip filed. So if you're interested, we encourage you to look us up and support us next legislative session. Good morning, sir. Hi. I'm with Open Carry Texas, and we're out promoting constitutional carry. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, somebody just gave us.
Oh, okay, so I guess they've already been down this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, sir.
It seems the other guy already came through here, so just need to find the main group and see what CJ's up to.
Let's find CJ.
So he's probably back that way.
All right, lead the way.
Y'all use that blanket as an umbrella.
CJ, where are you at? The camera crew's trying to find you. Okay, Okay, we're at the intersection where we first came in. Was that to the left or to the right? We're at the intersection where we first entered the parade route. Okay.
Well, we should get some guys here from top of each other.
All right, we'll work our way towards you. All right, thanks. My echolocator says he's that way.
We're gonna get some shots of this stuff and then
Is everybody moving in that direction?
I think they might be headed this way.
What, they're heading this way?
I'm not sure. I can check if you like.
I think we're gonna get some of this because it's too loud for us to talk on.
Gotcha. I'm good, but thank you.
So we should start heading down that way.
We're heading down that way.
There's all those cool pictures of the guy. Look at this thing.
Maybe this is good.
It is unbelievable. 4-H Club.
Let's try to zoom in everybody so we can get this with them around.
They're right there. Do you want to get anything viewing this? This is nuts.
Yeah.
Look at this. Get it.
Excuse me. You know where CJ and them are?
They're all over the place.
Okay.
Last time I saw CJ was a couple blocks down that way.
Okay.
We'll walk up ahead. Teddy, shall we?
Sure.
Walk for there.
Excuse me, ma'am. Love your shirt. And have you by chance heard of the initiative that passed open carry or constitutional carry in Texas? Well, here's some more information on if you're interested and want to support next legislative session. Essentially, just says that if you legally own a firearm, you can legally carry it without having to worry about if you filed the right paperwork to get your government permission slip. Have a great day. We're just handing out. No. We're trying to make it where you don't have to fill out the paperwork. If you own the gun legally, you can carry it legally.
All right.
No bureaucracy, no government permission slip.
All right.
You're welcome. Have a great day, sir.
Loose canoes. I love this. Loose canoes.
Ah, sir, gotta say, I love your shirt.
Thank you.
And have you by chance heard of the initiative to pass constitutional carry next legislative session?
Yes, I have.
Anybody give me one of our flyers?
Already got one. Yeah.
Okay. I'll not load you up a double. Look forward to your support. Hey, we're in front of the police station. Where are you in reference to that? Okay, there's a red lift sign or LN something. Okay, is it in front of, there's a large red sign I see up ahead that's going vertically. It's LN something. Yeah. Okay, then we're headed towards you. Okay, yeah. All right, I see that corner now, so we're headed towards you for what it's worth.
Those guys doing circles, going around them, and then going up is a home run.
And they're up at that corner.
That corner?
Yep.
Everybody in town today.
Pretty much.
It's got a pool.
It's actually
Pardon us. Excuse me. Camera crew coming through.
Charlotte, go get a hot dog.
Excuse me. Excuse us. Love your shirt, sir. You heard about the measure to pass constitutional carry?
What?
You heard about Worth Open Carry, Texas?
Yeah.
I know it's your shirt. And have you heard about the effort to pass constitutional carry?
I haven't heard it.
So what it is constitutional carry is if you legally own a firearm, you can legally carry it with you without having to file a government permission slip. And so Open Carry Texas is pointing that next legislative session.
Yeah.
If you're interested, look us up and support us.
All right, we'll do.
Have a great day.
Yeah, we do. We tag team. It starts the parade. We'll be going out to the band tonight.
Oh, very cool. What time is the band?
They start like right after noon. There's like a mariachi, and then it kind of ramps up. The big music, 5 or 6. There's a country singer that starts. Young guy, like I love him. And then we got after tonight some really old. Yeah, 4 o'clock. Weldon Henson. You want to check him out?
I love it.
Weldon Henson at 4 o'clock. If you're looking for good traditional country, Texas country, Weldon Henson. He's young. He's got it. Traditional tunes. 4 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah.
He's I love it. All right, we're going to keep on.
Yeah, y'all do the thing.
I'll probably see you well.
Okay. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, Jets.
Fun in town. Thank you.
Really like your shirts. And I'm curious, have you heard of the measure to pass constitutional carry next legislative session?
Yes.
Okay, anybody give me one of our flyers today?
I'm okay.
All right. CJ is right over there.
Yeah, let's do it. We're here. We'll wander with you guys for a minute. We were just walking in Kennedy for a while.
Oh, okay.
We're just gonna sit with you.
Okay, all good.
It got way warm.
Yeah.
Did y'all get some shots of the parade at least?
They got the noisy part of the parade.
All the sirens?
Yeah, it's great. We got everything.
Bye.